Hello and welcome to this video documentary on the mystery that is Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a historic monument in Wiltshire, England, dating back around 3,000 years ago. But that's not the complete story. Why Stonehenge was built and by whom is considered a major mystery because of the vague history and evidence surrounding these pillars. Some major theories include the henge being built by aliens, built by the Druids as a place of worship, a burial for their ancestors, built by the ancient Britons, Mesolithic and Neolithic giants, or perhaps a center where it was easier to have the aurochs, which were large cow-like animals. However, the conspiracists and enthusiasts of some of these more outlandish theories missed one very important rule. This rule is the first rule of history. The people of the past were not stupid. Now that we've gone over the vague history and overview of Stonehenge, let's get into some of these theories. Stonehenge being built by aliens is by most an easily identifiable hoax. Regardless, some people believe they have uncovered a secret plot that was covered up by the government. The explanation for why some might find Stonehenge to be outlandish stems from the fact that they do not believe ancient Britons could possibly have raised those stones. Some evidence of this can be the shape of the henge itself. This circular formation has become synonymous with the idea of extraterrestrial life. One of the major evidence points that the alien investigators point to is the UFO sighting over Stonehenge close to the summer solstice, June 21st. This day became a memorable one when flashing lights shone over the mighty Stonehenge. According to the British alien investigator Nigel Watson, the alleged alien building site was a magnet for supernatural activity. This was corroborated by a fellow conspiracist, Dave Jacobson, who had posted the original image to his blog. What these investigators failed to notice was the Royal Air Force Base close to the Stonehenge site. This base is a place for the military to test new aircraft. With this, the stones themselves, and the frequent paranormal reports, people thought aliens had to be the most likely explanation. I mean, how else could those ancient idiots move those big stones over 180 miles? Well, that could perhaps be answered in the next theories. The next more reliable theories focus on the ancient Britons, their relationship with bronze, and their worship of the gods. One thing about Stonehenge that needs to be addressed to be able to truly understand the topic is that it was built in multiple phases. In Neolithic times, for example, it is known that they used the smaller blue stones from West Wales. These smaller stones formed a circle that, according to many archaeologists, may have marked a burial site for their ancestors. The evidence for this widely accepted theory comes from the bones they found under Stonehenge from the beginning of the Neolithic times, called Aubrey holes. These held the unburned remains of humans, and they were actually the original resting place of these 56 bluestones. This groundbreaking information was discovered by archaeologist John Aubrey. This gave insight to many historians who could place when and for what reason Stonehenge was perhaps built. This information started a revolution of new knowledge on Stonehenge and archaeologists' newborn passion for the truth. The aurochs, which were the ancient cow-like game for the Mesolithics and Neolithics, were actually hunted very similarly to bison. Food for an ancient hunter-gatherer society was extremely important. The poles that marked what's now the car park near Stonehenge could have been used to mark where the auroch gathered. Another theory that is commonly thrown around is the idea that the Druids built Stonehenge in about 2500 BC. This is based on a Renaissance misconception. The stones were incorrectly dated, which led to a misunderstanding between archaeologists. But what is true is that they assisted in building up Stonehenge. The massive stones that make the most notable part of Stonehenge were actually built 200 years later with the arrival of the Beakers. The way they were able to raise these stones was quite simple. They used engineering techniques, ropes, and sticks. Aliens are simply unnecessary to raise these stones in the sky. The docu-series Secrets of Stonehenge, Mystic Britain, Season 1, Episode 9, 2019 delved into this idea. Marianne Ochita, an archaeologist and TV show host, suggested that perhaps this could have been a desperate last effort to preserve the grandeur of the Stone Age, as the Bronze Age welcomed itself into Britain. The most plausible answer, is obviously the aliens. I meant the wild eye rocks. How about the burial mounds? Wait, but the Neolithic's theory certainly had some believable evidence. When hearing all of these wildly different theories and believable connections to ideas, it might be hard to choose your own answer to this mystery. So why choose just one? The answer is complicated, yet oh so simple. It was first built by the Mesolithic Society around 5,000 years ago as a place of worship and gathering. For what reason, religious or hunting, it is up to you. Then, this enormous task was carried on by the Neolithic people around 200 years later, where they moved to the great stones of engineering techniques, sticks, and ropes to perhaps prove the usefulness of stones. Yet a sizable group of people refused to accept this evidence and blatantly ignore the facts to add to their own confirmation bias. These so-called experts on the paranormal, in their search to find new pieces of information that are generally horribly out of context to feed their already closed-minded views, and the notably and actually unintelligent people who believe them without any solid proof on the matter. So no, I don't believe Stonehenge was created by aliens or whatever else the conspiracy theorists might lead some to believe, because I, a fellow human being, can say in confidence that the people of the past were wise, and it is disrespectful and plain ignorant to claim they were not.